Welcome back to Get Yours. We're here chatting with the amazing and inspiring FARAH KHALECK. She just told us about, how she grew up and she got to this point where she's just gotten a job. She's 17 years old. And as she's starting this new job, something starts to happen. Things start changing. Her body starts stiffening up, tightening up, and no one knows exactly what this thing is. At what point, FARAH, did you now determine that this is a condition and you actually were able to put a name on it? What happened?
Okay, so first we went to our physician, the family doctor.
Yeah.
And he did some tests and first he gave me some supplements. He told me that there's some...
Like some vitamins and stuff. Yeah,
there's a lack of vitamin D, I think. Yeah. So I was on those vitamins for a while and there was no change. But yes, I was a bit more energetic.
Yeah.
I could wake up in the morning and do stuff. So I was like, okay, we're going back to normal. Alhamdulillah.
And how long were you on those supplements for?
I think about 2 months or something. Yeah. And then after that, he advised us to go to this arthritis specialist.
To?
Arthritis specialist.
Right.
He's in Nairobi Hospital, I think. Yes. And we visited him, and he said, I have lupus.
Okay.
That's what I was diagnosed with.
Okay.
So basically this condition, the doctors even don't know it.
Right.
They cannot pinpoint it when it just begins. It's like 4 or 5 years later is when they see it, like, yes, this is scleroderma. So in the beginning, you don't know it is scleroderma.
So hang on, so you after going through the family physician, he's given you some supplements and you go to this arthritis specialist, they diagnose you with lupus.
Yes, with lupus.
And so that's what you start getting treated for?
Yeah, they put me on steroids.
Oh, wow.
So they're like, these steroids are just going to help you live, a manageable life.
Right.
This is for life.
And so just describe for us what lupus is. What did they tell you lupus was?
Is around the same family as scleroderma.
Okay.
Yeah, but scleroderma mostly deals with the skin hardening and your lungs and your organs, basically. It attacks them as well. Lupus, on the other hand, it's on the outer side a lot. It's like an arthritic thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of pain with lupus.
Okay.
With scleroderma, not so much.
So that's actually...
So, alhamdulillah, I don't have a lot of pain. But yes, there are days when I get real bad pains, especially in the cold weather. Oh my God, that was like the toughest time for me. I used to hate the cold weather. Like, I would be in 3 to 4 garments. At night, I had to have a hot water bottle in my bed. 2 blankets, and I'm sleeping with at least 2 layers of clothing. So it was really bad. Like, if it's cold, I am not going anywhere. I can't move from the bed. I'm in bed all day.
Wow.
I couldn't even toast on those days because my hand would be numb.
Right.
I can't use them. So I'd be like, missing out.
So how long were you on these steroids for?
Steroids, I took them for about 6 months initially. The ones which he gave me, and that is where the problems began.
Okay.
Mwenesi. The steroids were now basically, I was eating too much. I was really gaining a lot of weight and very fast.
Right.
Now I was having trouble digesting that food.
Oh, wow.
Because something's not working right. The steroids were not working right. And then I started to have this pigmentation after the steroids. So I was like, no, something is wrong here. Something is definitely wrong, And mom would always insist, no, you gotta have your medicines, you gotta have your medicines. And every time I take them, something in the heart would just tell me, this is not right, this is not right.
Right.
And then my dad spoke to a few of his friends and they advised him, like, you should take her to India and get her checked out there. So we packed up and we went to India. That's the first time we went to India.
This is after how long? Since you started, since the changes? Okay,
I'm still 18 right now. Yeah, I'm still 18.
Okay.
Okay, so it's basically 8 months into it.
Now this
8 to 10 months, yeah.
If I can just take a moment to just really think about how important diagnosis of the right condition is? Because you were on treatment for 8 months, and what you're essentially saying is that they were treating you with these really heavy steroids for the wrong thing.
Yes, imagine.
Wow. You know, and as we talk through this interview, we really need to start to think critically about our health system here in Kenya and what exactly it is that we are doing about making sure that people are not put on the wrong diagnosis, are not put on the wrong medication, are actually following the correct procedures, because it starts with diagnosis, right? And you're saying that at that time, what year was that when you were 17?
It was about 2003, yeah.
2003. At that time, there was nobody in the country who could properly diagnose you with the correct condition. Okay, cool. So you went to India, and then what happened?
So yeah, I had to quit job first.
Of course, yeah.
I told my boss, like, there's something wrong, and even they noticed that, like, you're changing, you know.
Right.
At that point.
Because it's physical changes,
yes,
right?
they noticed my face, and I'm like, holy, something wrong. Something is definitely wrong, you know. And yeah, they're like, no, we totally understand. You go get checked out,
right? And
we'll hold the position. And I told them,
what job was this, by the way?
Administrator.
Okay.
Yes. And I don't know, for some reason I told them, no, don't hold it. I'm quitting. You know, I'd like to quit and you know, just get myself checked out.
Take care of myself.
And once I'm back, when I'm ready, I'll give you guys a call. So they're like, okay, no problem.
Right.
So they were quite really, I loved my first job.
Yeah?
Yes. It was a really nice experience, you know. I was.
Do you speak to them still? Do you know who they are?
No, they closed down.
Oh, no, shame.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe it's because you were not there.
I think so. Yeah, they did close down.
Right.
So anyways, we went to India and they did a couple of tests, you know. They ran me through various tests. They did the swallowing thing and all that. Okay, now at that, right here, let me take you back a moment.
Sure.
When I was in Nairobi, the doctors could not get needles through my skin for a blood test because my veins had already started shrinking and my skin was so tough.
Oh, wow.
So it was really hard and painful getting a blood test done. So when I went to India, I'm like, Mom, we're going through this again, you know, and she's like, no, we'll do it. Like, we need the blood test. We need to see it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, they need it for the diagnosis. So, okay. And they checked me, and immediately they told me, no, we cannot do it from your hands. And, you know, here, they would just keep on talking me, no, blood is coming out. Okay, remove the needle, try somewhere else. And I'd be like, please make sure you've seen the vein. Don't just poke me, you know. And they're like, no, we'll do it from your legs. My legs were not as tough, as stiff as yet. So they removed from my legs. And I was like, whoa.
Straightforward,
yeah,
no issues.
Like, okay, that was good,
yeah.
you know, thank God. All right, so they told me that it's scleroderma. And it's not treatable, there's no cure.
Oh, wow.
And we don't know how it starts. There's no reason, we just don't know why the immune system starts attacking the body. And
so the immune system starts attacking the body, treating it as the enemy.
As the enemy, instead of working for it.
Right.
So my immune system was overworked.
Turns against you.
Yeah. So yeah, and she also put me on steroids. So
was it the same steroids that you were on, or
no,
a different kind?
This was a different kind.
Okay.
And that was it. And I'm like, really? You know? And she's like,
I thought we were done with this. Like,
yeah,
you
like
know,
you would give me something that would, you know, make this go away.
Right.
But no.
Yeah, because they said at that time that there was no cure for this.
There's no cure, and we don't know how it comes in, and these steroids are just going to help manage the disease, you know. Keep it in control and not let it progress.
So now tell me, you're sitting there, because we get this all the time. There are people who get diagnosed with life-changing things. Well, at least at some point you think they're life-changing, but then with time, as technology and science develops, it's not a death sentence. For example, when you get diagnosed with something like cancer or HIV or something like that, and you know that there is no way, my life is changed forever. Tell me, can you walk me through what was happening in your mind at that time?
Oh my God, at that time I was just trying to keep a straight face, literally. It was me and my mom,
right.
And my brother.
Right.
and I couldn't look them in the eye.
Right.
Like, I was just, already going into this cave.
Of course.
And I locked out a lot. I couldn't even hear the doctor. I'm like, just stuck there. There's no cure.
Right.
And you have to have these medicines for life. There's no cure. You have to have these medicines for life. And I don't want to look at my mom. I don't want to look at my brother. And I'm like, okay. So we've come all the way here, and still there is no solution. There's no way out. What is this?
Yeah.
And I'm just like trying to get this straight face.
Yeah.
And of course, my mom is doing the same. No one's showing any sign of damn, or so everyone is trying to be brave at that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so easy now. You say that you're already in this you're already retracting, you're going into this dark place. It is very, very easy to make that dark place permanent. And a lot of people, whatever it is that they're going through, I mean, your situation is really hectic, but there are people who, when something happens to their lives, they really go into this space, and then to get out of it
is so, it's like it's a never-ending tunnel, like there's no sign of light. It's this cave that's just going in darker and darker and darker, and you can't see the sky again, you can't see the light again. It is a bad place. A very bad place. Anyways, and then we were there for about 3 weeks. So after the diagnosis, like, there's no need for you guys to stay any longer. Like, we're not going to do anything else.
Right.
So it's just some medicines. So okay, at that time by that time I had started serious digestive problems. Now I was getting constipated for days.
Right.
Wow. Days on end. And I would be like, okay, what is this? Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes I'm hungry, sometimes I'm not hungry, The steroids are doing the thing again, It was such an irritating place and a frustrating place.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm listening to you and I can imagine it, but if I was to put myself in your shoes, I don't even know how I would handle that. And that's why I want us to pause, because when we come back, I want us to look at how do you deal with yourself mentally? How do you cope and bring yourself back to the light when you're in this dark space, when you feel like there's absolutely no hope left? I mean, your body is rejecting everything, your mind is not in its correct place. When we get back with Farah Khalek.